All right, I'm going to do my weekly market review. I'm going to start with ES or the S&P. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the weekly chart. The week before not last week, but the week before, we had a nice tail, meaning that we got to a certain point and we rejected this price and we moved up higher. We had an inside candle this week, which means that we pretty much stayed in the range of the previous week. And let's see. Okay, we had this level here. We had I don't even know if it's a slight close above it or it's just like right at this level here, which is, support and resistance level. We didn't quite get up to the neckline of the double top we have formed. We're not at the 5 EMA on the weekly either. Let's see, the weekly RSI, we got to the 40 and we bounced off of it, which is pretty typical. If you look at, let's see, when is this? This was 2023, like the October, November correction. We went down to the 40 RSI on weekly and we just continue to go up. But we can, I don't know what kind of market we're going to have, but like in 2022, the bear market, we hit the 30 twice. We double bottomed on the 30 and then we came up. So it's pretty typical to bounce off of the 40 on a correction on the weekly time frame. So that's where we are on the weekly. There's still debate on whether we're going to continue to rally or are we going to, if this was the bottom. I'm unsure. I don't have any confirmation as far as how I see the market that we're heading up. If we are heading up, it would just be a pullback or a pull up to come back down. That's what I see. Until we close, this is the daily chart. Until we close over this is the 200, because now that the 20 has just crossed under the 200. If we can get a close over that, then I would be a little bit more bullish. But right now, I'm kind of like in between to bearish right now. That's where I'm at until there's confirmation. I don't like to predict what the market is going to do. I like to react based on what I've seen. And if you look on the daily candle, let's see, we close right at this level here. And then we see so many wicks here. It's like we're getting back to the 200 on the daily and we're refusing to go over it. We're going right back down each time. Are we going to finally break the 200? I don't want to predict that, I'm just looking at where we are right now. As far as where we are right now, we did get closures over the 5 EMA, which we could not get a closure over the 5 EMA on the daily for a long time. We did get closures over the 5 EMA. We couldn't quite make it up to the 20, which I was thinking we would at least touch the 20 and touch this neckline, but we haven't quite got there. We could possibly get there, I don't know, and possibly come back down and then come back up. Who knows? Like I say, I like to be reactive to the market as opposed to try to predict it. Let's see, we're over the 40 RSI on the daily as well. Haven't quite come up to the 50 or over the 50. Over the 50 can be pretty bearish if we have a close over the 50. It's bullish if we have a close over the 50. That can be pretty bullish. Let's see. Yeah, we have like this doji, which is all of this to me is saying indecision. We're all inside. To me, this is saying, let's wait and see. Not sure whether we want to break down or break up. And I'm not going to predict that. If we break down, I'll say, okay, I'm bearish. If we break up, I'll say, okay, I'm bullish. But right now, to me, this is just wait and see. All right. And next, I will go to the NASDAQ, which should pretty much be the same thing. Let's look at the weekly. All right, yeah, we bounced off of the 40 RSI on the weekly. We had the close under the 50. We still didn't close above the 50 this week. We got to it, and it looks like we're rejecting it. So, but, you know, at the same time, even though we're rejecting it, there's still buyers that are keeping it up, and we did make a lower low. We did make a lower low this week, but we didn't really make a higher high. So, again, in my opinion, it's wait and see. Yeah, okay, and also we never, for some reason, buyers did not want to support anything over this level. This is the NASDAQ, and this level has been previous resistance, previous support, and every time we get to over this level, sellers push it down. The buyers have been coming in and not letting it form another bottom, but there's just so many sellers right here. Just gotta see if the bulls or the bears are gonna win. Are we gonna, the seller's gonna take over, or the buyer's gonna take over? Just not sure right now. And on the daily RSI is pretty much the same as ES. We're a little over 40 RSI. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the market is wait and see. You know, we haven't gotten bearish, but we haven't gotten, we're trying not to be as bearish, but we haven't really gotten bullish. All right, so gold for the week. All right, okay, we made all-time highs again this week. Yeah, we've just been running. We have just been running. As soon as we may take a trip. I'm sorry, this is the weekly, so we take a trip to the 5 EMA and we're just bouncing right off of it on the weekly. We're almost at 80 RSI on the weekly, which is, I know gold can get, lately we can go over 70 RSI on gold is nothing now. Let's look at the daily. All right. Okay, so as far as the daily, yeah, we hit all-time highs. We got below the 5 EMA, but then we closed above it. As soon as we got to this area, which was kind of a, probably if I look on the 4-hour, the hour, you'll see this is what they call a demand zone, where sellers tried to pull it down, but buyers just stepped up and just ran it up. So this is considered a demand zone, and as soon as it got to this demand zone, buyers pushed it above the 5 EMA. So that still looks bullish. You know, if you, I don't know how high gold's gonna go because it has had a run, but right now it's still bullish. I wouldn't consider anything on a swing or short-term, long-term, anything but bullishness. All right, the last one is crude. All right. Crude's been somewhat interesting this week. Let's see. Yeah, this level here that I've been bringing up is still support. It's been support for almost 2 years or more. We closed right at it, formed a really tight doji, which a lot of people consider a reversal candle when it's this tight. A lot of people consider that as we're going to reverse from this downward candle to a green candle. And we did get a green candle. We didn't make a high higher than this, but we did make a higher high on crude. We got up to the 5 EMA on the weekly, and then we started heading down a bit. The RSI isn't doing anything crazy. It hasn't gone under the 40. It's just been staying. It pops above the 50, but it's just staying in between the 50 and the 40. Let's see on the daily what crude's doing. All right, yeah, we danced along this level for such a long time. And then it got to the point where we would get to the 20 EMA on the daily, and we would just come right down. And then we finally popped above it on this day with this candle. We went back down again to the 5 EMA, and buyers stepped right in, and we headed up, and we ended the week and closed above the 20 EMA on the daily. So could we be headed up? Could we be in one of our on course to maybe get back up to the 50 or get to this level here, $72? Could be. Who knows? Now, for me, in order for me to take I don't really like to trade crude. I've never traded crude on a swing because it's just, it doesn't really fit my price action profile that I like to trade. But if we were to cross, what I would be looking for is, of course, the cross between the 5 and the 20 EMA and a pullback. Once I got a confirmation candle that the 5 EMA and the 20 EMA has crossed, I'll be waiting for a pullback and get in and come up to possibly the 50 EMA. If I were to trade crude. But right now we're not at that point yet. Right now we just got a closure over the 20 EMA. And we'll see next week, or this week rather, if we'll continue to allow the 20 EMA to hold us up. But I don't know. The other thing I have been looking at just to look at, because it is kind of interesting, is live cattle. Live cattle has been just ripping. We made higher highs this week on live cattle. We got a little bit higher, but then we fell, it looks like. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, we hit this higher high, and then we just kind of went back down. Let's see. We've had higher RSIs, but we're probably sure we're pretty overbought. We're at the 5 EMA. Well, we came to the 5 EMA and we came right back up and kind of had the body is inside the previous, but we did make a higher high on Friday. We made an all-time high on Friday. So yeah, live cattle is just really interesting to watch right now. I haven't been day trading it because it moves really slow. And it's just me not being patient, because it does provide opportunities. It just moves so slow, and I just don't have the patience for it. But otherwise, I'm not looking at any equities right now. I've just been focusing on day trading. Haven't been focused on swing trading right now at all. Oh, I got called out on the SOXL. I had I sold the puts on SOXL for a 24 strike. So I got called out on those. So I've got 100 shares of SOXL for $24 a share. And next week I'm going to sell calls against it. And I'm just going to keep selling calls against it until everything recovers. But that's it. Start the week off on Monday and see what happens. All right, bye.